Hi, my name is ZaKaiRan, and welcome to another of my outrageously amazing, insanely enlightening master keys of creation about how to be the unlimited source master of divine creation that you truly are, to create the joy, love, well-being, and abundance you desire, and you'll find tons more self-empowering goodies to help you become a conscious, deliberate creator of your own reality on my website at ZaKaiRan.com. All right, so here we go. What you think of me is none of my business. How to achieve complete freedom by minding your own business. What you think about me is none of my business, has nothing to do with me, and is not an accurate picture of who and what I truly am. Because you only perceive me in the way that you do based upon your beliefs, ideas, desires, and perceptions of life, spirituality, relationship, abundance, etc. And anything you believe that I am or have done or should do, etc., anything that you like about me or dislike about me, or anything you believe about me that you have determined deserves your praise or reward or summary judgment and punishment, also has nothing to do with me, because I am only acting based upon my beliefs, desires, and perceptions that ultimately have nothing to do with you whatsoever. And you have attracted my behavior, that's right, or what you believe to be my behavior based upon your thoughts, beliefs, and perceptions. And you are interpreting my behavior and judging my behavior and classifying my behavior based upon those thoughts, beliefs, etc. that you have, that may or may not, and probably are not, remotely accurate, that could be interpreted in countless ways depending upon the person witnessing that behavior, based upon their individual thoughts, beliefs, and perceptions. And none of these perceptions are accurate representations of who and what I truly am and my beliefs and perceptions. And vice versa. What I think about you and your behavior has nothing to do with you, because I can only perceive you based upon my beliefs and desires and perceptions, etc. And I attracted your behavior based upon my thoughts, beliefs, and perceptions. Additionally, it is not my responsibility to think, believe, or act in certain ways to make you happy. And vice versa, it is not your responsibility to think, believe, or act in any certain ways to make me happy. I'm only responsible for my own happiness and what I am attracting based upon what I am thinking. And you are only responsible for your own happiness and what you are attracting based upon what you are thinking. I am the only person able to make me happy, because no one else can think or feel or create for me. And no one else can assert happiness or any other emotion positively or negatively upon me. It is my choice how I want to react positively or negatively to you. In other words, I am not a victim to your behavior, and you are not a victim to mine. We each have attracted each other's behavior. And so it is not your job to change so that I will be happy, and it is not my job to change so that you will be happy. It is instead my responsibility to get into alignment with joy and my own positive desires to attract those positive, joyful desires and attract positive behavior from other people that match my happiness. And if I don't like your behavior, there is no one to blame but myself for attracting it. And if you don't like my behavior, you have no one to blame but yourself for attracting mine. And if I don't like your behavior, it is not beneficial to try and get you to change or to get rid of you so that I can be happy. Because regardless of what you do or where you go, I will always take myself with me, and vice versa. You may judge my behavior as wrong or evil or sinful or inappropriate or immoral or illegal and judge me, shun me, reject me, imprison me, kill me, etc., to try and get rid of me because you believe that I am your problem to be destroyed. Nevertheless, even if you're successful in getting rid of me and my behavior, you will inevitably attract the same behavior from other people. Unless you get into alignment with what you want rather than what you don't want. Because you can't get rid of unwanted people, things, and situations. Because your attention upon unwanted things just attracts more unwanted things to you. Because the universe does not understand the word no. It only understands the word yes. This universe is an inclusive universe. It is not an exclusive universe. It is an attractive-based universe. It is not an assertive-based universe. And when you are saying no to something, you are essentially saying to the universe, please give me more of this thing I do not like. Please include in my reality more of these things that I am saying I do not like and do not want. That's why wars against unwanted behavior never work. Because even if you are successful at genocidally destroying every last person who thinks, believes, and acts the way that you don't like and don't want, then there will be another set of people with unwanted beliefs that you've got to kill and destroy. And you have no one to blame but yourself for attracting them with your wars against unwanted behavior. Or in a less extreme example, using the classic relationship scenario, you may be very successful at getting rid of unwanted people in your life who have unwanted beliefs and unwanted behavior by telling them to royally fuck off and kicking them out of your life, or by leaving them or legislating against them to keep them away from you. But you can't get rid of yourself. So unless you get into alignment with what and who you want, where you attract lovable people with lovable behavior, if you don't do that, you'll just attract the same crappy behavior from the same crappy people. Well, different faces, but the same crappy behavior again and again from people who are a vibrational match to what you don't like and don't want, that you have your attention mostly upon. Because again, the law of attraction doesn't understand the word no. If you say, no, I hate you and your despicable behavior, the law of attraction says, cool, well, here's more despicable people with despicable behavior for you to hate. Enjoy. Bon appetit. I know the law of attraction is a sick fuck, that's for sure, but that's how the universe was made. But believe me, the alternative would be much worse. That would be a universe of assertion where the universe could give you things that you want or don't want against your will. Then you would have no freedom and no free will whatsoever. At least with its current structure of unconditionally giving you more of whatever you are focused upon, whether you like it or don't, at least you have the free will choice to then focus your attention upon the things that you do want to attract more of those wonderful things into your life. The alternative would be how people erroneously believe the world to be now, where there is supposedly an insecure, conditionally loving, assertive God who has control over everything in some sort of bizarre, casual way and judges your behavior as appropriate or not, and gives you things or not because you deserve favor or not, and gives you candy and flowers or punishment for an eternity, which of course is a very childish perception of God and reality that is just totally ludicrous. So when the world sees tragedy and murders and genocide and wars and crime and inequality, etc., there is no one to blame but society itself for attracting those situations. And yes, of course, the same for politicians. If you look at the crappy politicians, nobody has anybody to blame but themselves for attracting them. And judging world affairs and hating inequalities does not improve life upon planet Earth whatsoever. Because again, the universe does not understand the word no. Again, this universe is an inclusive universe. It is not an exclusive universe. It is not an assertive universe. It is an attractive universe. So if you focus upon crappy politicians, you're going to just attract more crappy politicians. And when you look at wars and conflicts, etc., and judge these people's behavior, well, you're just adding fuel to the fire, because you are saying to the universe, please give me more unwanted things and people for me to hate and judge. And you are then part of the problem, not the solution. But if you want to be part of the solution, you've got to get your powerful, creative nose out of everyone else's business. Because what other people are creating in their lives has nothing to do with what you're creating in yours, and nobody can assert their creations upon you. If you truly want to be happy, then you've got to make your happiness completely independent to what anyone else is thinking, believing, or doing to anything or anyone, including you. You got to make a formal declaration, mostly to yourself, that I alone am responsible for my own happiness and the creation of my own reality. And no one else in the entire universe, and no one on earth, has any direct effect upon my happiness or unhappiness unless I decide that they do. And I decide to think and believe in negative or positive directions because of that. And unless I want to attract similar unwanted dramas into my life and similar unwanted people, I'd better focus on my own happiness and upon more pleasing things and people and situations that I desire to have in my life to attract similarly matching, pleasing people, things, and situations in my life. Because it will never feel good to look at unwanted things and situations in life, and I want to feel good. So I choose to look at pleasing things in life in general to create and attract more things that are fun and lovable, that I want more of, that will add even more joy to my already joyful life. Because the purpose of life is joy. My purpose in life is joy. It is not to control uncontrollable things in life that I do not like and do not want. What other people are creating and attracting in their lives has absolutely nothing to do with what I am creating and attracting in my life. I alone am in charge of my own universe. I am in charge of my own happiness. And I don't need other people to change and think and believe and act differently so that I can be happy. Instead, I choose to see everyone as empowered, happy creators, which makes me happy. It makes me happy to think like that. What makes me happy is imagining that everyone is happy and prosperous and growing and expanding. I have no control over other people's lives and what they're creating, and nor do I want to, because I know everyone is in control of their own lives, and their own source self is leading them to every single wonderful thing that they desire. I know that everyone is a master of creation. And everyone has the same power to create anything that they desire to create in their lives. So I choose to see them as those empowered masters of creation, not to see them as helpless, powerless victims who need rescuing. No one needs rescuing because there is no such thing as assertion. There's only attraction. And everyone has the complete power to radically improve the quality of their lives by focusing upon what they want rather than what they don't want. And I don't need other people to prosper and be happy so that I can be happy. That is a disempowered position to hold. if your happiness is reliant upon everyone changing so that you can be happy, well, that is a completely disempowered position to put yourself into. That's 100 billion chess pieces that you've got to try and control. And banding together in groups because you believe you have more power in groups so that you have more controlling power as that group doesn't work, because then you just create more wars between opposing groups and vying for who's more powerful and who's more right, and there's no such thing as right. The only truly peaceful, empowered, free space to put yourself into, where you have complete freedom to be who and what you truly are, is to only take responsibility for what you are creating and then let everyone else in the world off of your hook to be certain ways so that you can be happy. And just be happy regardless of what anybody else is doing. Release everyone from the judgment and prison that you've put them in as your slave to act in certain ways so that you can be happy. And finally, release yourself from the prison and the slavery of acting in certain ways to keep everybody else happy. There is no such thing as victimhood and assertion. So trying to control the world so that the good people will prosper and be happy and the bad people will go away or become good is a serious waste of your infinite, powerful, creative energy, because you're trying to do exactly what you hate. You're trying to assert your will upon others and control their behavior like you believe that they are doing upon the innocent and upon you. You're trying to assert goodness upon others, and you may feel justified in doing that because you feel better than other people, but nevertheless, you're still trying to control other people's behavior so that they can be happier. You're trying to take people's free will away from them. But that's not your job. It's not your job to try to control other people or even help other people. You're not an insecure God who needs everyone to bend to your will so that you can be happy. You just need to bend your own will so that you can be happy. Then your happiness will influence those people who may be struggling in life, who are ready to accept their power of creation, who are finally ready to accept their power to create whatever they want, to improve the quality of their lives. So with that information, go now with that empowerment. Go now and live the complete freedom that you truly have by taking 100% responsibility for your own joy and letting yourself off of everyone else's hook to be responsible for their happiness, and just taking 100% responsibility for your own happiness and making that the most important thing in life, your own happiness, because it's the only thing you have any control over. And let everyone else in the world off of your hook to act in certain ways so that you can be happy, and just be happy regardless of what anybody else is doing. Get your nose out of everyone else's business and mind your own freaking business, because what anybody else is doing has nothing to do with you and is 100% out of your creative control, because you have no control over other people whatsoever, and of course they have no control over you. So I hope you have enjoyed my vodcast. What you think of me is none of my business, and it helps you to become completely free and liberated. Finally, liberated. Because you no longer have to worry about anyone else, what anybody else is thinking or believing or doing. And now you can just focus on the only thing that is truly important, and that the only thing that you have any creative control over, and that is your own happiness. Which is the only thing you ever will and always have had any control over whatsoever. Your own happiness, your own prosperity, and what you're creating by what you're thinking, because you cannot make anyone else happy, only yourself, because you cannot create for anyone else, you cannot feel for anyone else, you cannot think for anyone else, and no one else can think or feel or create for you. So go now and be the awesome masters of creation that you truly are. Focus on being happy, getting happy. Focus on things that are easy to like, love, and appreciate, so you're constantly generating a big wave of happiness everywhere you go, and touching the hearts of other people so that they understand that they can also be happy too, and create more joy and more happiness and more prosperity and fun situations and fun people in their lives. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this podcast. I know you did, because it was freaking amazing, as they always are. Please share with your friends. Bless them with these amazing teachings. And subscribe to my YouTube channel and my podcast channel, The Master Keys of Creation. Come visit me at ZaKaiRan.com for tons more self-empowering goodies to help you become a deliberate, conscious creator of your reality to literally make all your dreams come true. My name is ZaKaiRan, and I'm here to help you remember that you are an unlimited master of divine creation, and you have the power and freedom to create the love, joy, well-being, and abundance you desire. Thanks again for watching this video or listening to this podcast. And of course, I wish you immense joy and abundance and fun and more fun and more fun and more fun forever and ever on your magnificent journey of divine creation. And remember to make life a holiday. Woohoo!